I haven't actually sat in this chair for this type of video in a long time. The first time we actually chose to make a video even like this was when we were under 1,000 subscribers, all right? It was Fitment Inc., okay? It was on like day 70 of this whole startup idea, and we didn't know if like ramen would be the diet forever and now using the wrappers like for a heat in the wintertime was gonna happen, or if it was actually gonna take off. So we had a lot of thought into this. We had a lot of ideas, and because of that series, the history series, we were able to actually get a little bit of love on YouTube, which spiraled into all the videos, series, cars, gallery, and story that most of you now know, love, and support. Maybe not love, but it's appreciated. But let me tell you, back then, I never thought I would be able to sit here and talk to you about the truth of a wheel company that wasn't made by some random person in California 40-ish years ago, or by an overseas brand that sends us replies every 6 weeks. No, today we get to sit here, I get to sit here and tell you a truly special story that's about us. I'm Alex at FI on Instagram, and today we're gonna be talking about the story that is a little bit of what I would like to call a come-up story. The Space Jam, the late 90s version, not the second one. A story about the people that love to slap wheels, say at the end of the day, and people that talk a little more opies than anything else, and people like you and now us get to actually enjoy something a little bit different. Today we're gonna be talking about the history of our very own wheel company launched for you, Artisa ArtFormed wheels. Woo! Sorry. Very exciting. Very nerve-wracking, everyone. And if this is a new channel for you, I hope you stay for the whole thing. I'm Alex, and we started this adventure over 3 years ago because we just wanted to help people pick out what wheels, tires, and suspension actually fit their car versus this odd forum guesswork. If anybody remembers, you have to go out into the forums and spend hours trying to figure out what fit and save the images and save the links and all that sort of stuff. And now, you don't have to do that. You can just go out to the gallery. And 3 years later, we get to talk about our startup and our very own wheel company. Yes! So, if you're looking for wheels, tires, or suspension, be sure to check us out over at fitmentindustries.com. We do have it all the brands behind us, including now Artisa ArtFormed wheels. The history of Artisa ArtFormed starts back to late 2019. We had finally begun getting our groove within us in Fitment Industries. There's new enthusiasts from the local Wisconsin car scene that were jumping on board to Fitment to kind of help us continue to grow, which included people like your favorite wheel slapper, Dakota S., an automotive photographer that actually dominated the Wisconsin automotive community with some incredible photos, builds, community building, and a few tricks and trips that would ultimately help us understand the unique world, okay, of the platforms he built cars on. He also had a wing on his Evo 8. It had the cheat code for flying from like GTA 4. That went viral. Everybody loved it. It was a great time. He also really enjoyed taking pictures in front of train tracks. Gels, or Alex, but we call him Gels because there's only one Alex allowed here, and his name is me. Alex comes from Wisconsin Car Enthusiast Club and was a massive AutoCAD airplane enthusiast, right? RC airplanes, baby, let's go. And automotive, you know, he enjoyed cars. Okay, he quickly became the guy that understood the technical aspects of what made stuff just work and work the right way. We just happened to steal him from a boring engineering job. And then we had individuals like Mario, Steve, Greg, and Eric that would continue to help us listen to the people on the World Wide Web of what was happening in the community outside of this frozen pizza state and what they actually wanted to get out of their cars, wheels, tires, and suspension. And then an opportunity arose. Suspensions, building. Not really. But there was an opportunity to start taking everything we had learned from the automotive scene and our past few years of being as involved as we were and give our take on what a proper wheel company should be. We deemed it should be for everyday enthusiasts that truly wanted the experience of a bespoke wheel purchase with the availability and offering you'd find by picking up a set of wheels straight from the website. Like, we wanted it to be simple, but we wanted it to care and we wanted it to matter. There's this two polar opposites in the wheel scene, and we really wanted to bridge the idea of that bespoke wheel purchase and availability. And it took some negotiation from the powers that be, but after an expert cooking demonstration of ramen with shrimp, pepper flakes, a little salt, and frozen meatballs in the microwave made by yours truly, they were convinced that the idea had merit, and off to the races we were. Spoiler alert, shrimp in ramen, fantastic. Get some frozen shrimp. All right. The 2020 year was supposed to be the year that we actually released Artisa wheels, but it was also the same year we were supposed to have a bunch of shows and travel all around the state. And then the world happened, but maybe in 2021. But as we started to move forward in 2020, we started to see the problems in the monoblock wheel company industry that really began to arose, especially as everything was happening last year. Everyone wanted to be a brand on Instagram that would get 100,000 followers, but their wheels showed up in a box that looked like a pizza box that sat outside in July for 4 days. There really wasn't any care after the purchase. Or people talked about how quality was the most important thing in the world, but ultimately ended up making a 26-pound 18 by 8.5 wheel that had a barrel thicker than Sean's beard. And it was just weird. What companies were saying isn't really what they were making. And people like you and people like me kind of saw that, and most of the time, people in the community weren't really happy with it. So we saw it in the comments, in customer service, in our gallery, and everywhere in between. Outside of the elite few in Japan, there's not many companies in the States that manage to do all 3 major facets of making a proper wheel, which is function, presence, and having a passion around the company to boot. We're passionate. We're passionate as So in 2020, we got to building, and we thought May would be enough time to show y'all what we made, but we were just running a little bit on Alex time. Simply getting past the limitations of what 2020 was throwing at companies, a little ant like us was the very least of a lot of people's concerns. But we're stubborn, mostly we're stubborn, and we went to work regardless, focusing on a few things that were gonna make us really different in the aftermarket wheel industry. So the first thing that it came down to was function, the overall function of the wheel. So lightweight is good, but monoblock ArtFormed technology is better. And for us, that was an ultralight barrel that was lighter than others to reduce rotational mass with some back pad carving without losing the strength that was necessary to actually run your wheels around a track or around an autocross event and have all of the best things you could want in a wheel. We created a 9.5-inch wide wheel that would be under 19 pounds with a load rating that was supposed to be there for cars that it was gonna be on, because sometimes people cheat out on load rating. We had a 19 by 11-inch wide wheel come in at 22 pounds. And listen, I don't care who you are, I like that. We also wanted our wheels to have fitment options specific to certain platforms. The Artisa Carrier for the GT86 community, the Artisa Kinetic for the Ford Focus RS and ST platforms that could clear their massive brakes. Such a pain in the butt. Elder for the G-Series platform and Infinity Friends, and the Titan for the Sport Coupes, and the Knight for our super hot hatches with the creased fenders. Every single one of our wheels were gonna feature some portion that helped those platforms really elevate their overall look. And every single one of the wheels had a mix of concavity, lip depth, but ultimately some actual brake clearance, because these days it seems like everyone is forgetting about the stoppy boys, and the brakes on these new cars are absolutely massive. So many clearance issues, so many clearance issues. Next up, we had presence. The wheel game was starting to look a lot alike, and people are really too afraid to go outside the norm, and those that do end up making a 3-piece wheel version for $8,000 before they even ever make a 1-piece cast version. And that's just no fun. The ability to make multi-piece wheels doesn't inherently mean that you're passionate, it just means that you really enjoy designing wheels. So when we went into how wheels were made, we wanted to make them look good enough, but different enough that we really did stand out. So we went with how wheels should be made, with movement. Because that's how it should be done, all right? Deco-directional styling, which would be one of our main things to help give the wheels an additional movement that was just something you didn't see in the industry, especially in the 1-piece monoblock industry. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but it really should be, and here's why. It's meant to have movement, and wheels are supposed to have movement because it helps the car overarchingly look good when it's driving. That's when you look at Artisa wheels, you can see that each one in the lineup features movement that mirrors both sides of the vehicle so that they are digging or swooping in the appropriate direction. Now, we recommend a swooping direction, but ultimately that's up to you. We get asked so much as to why directional wheels were the way that we went, and it's actually pretty easy. It's because what we believe our initial launch design should have. There are some insane wheels out there that have direction in their design, but ultimately they're not mirrored, meaning one side swoops and the other side digs. And they just make one mold with direction, and they sell you 4 wheels going in the same direction. So when you look at it, one side the spokes are moving the opposite direction of the other side. And it just looks weird when you understand what both sides of the car look like. But people do that because it's less molds, it's less cost, it's less inventory, and it's less of a pain in the ass. But not us. We just chose to go with the pain, and we're doing it anyway. So passion, do people actually care? And this is where it really came into, and some do, but most don't. It's all about the dollar, especially in the wheel industry right now, and it runs through people's posts, their drive to do something different, and talk to people like you and people like us. So when we wanted to pour our heart into something and make it matter, and then tell everyone about it, that's why we started to make the Wheel Company. Hence, this YouTube video. Because we care, damn it, all right? And now we're here. The year of 2020 flew by with design revisions, finish changes, weight kickbacks, and so much more. Sure, we're not a company with 70 years of experience, yet. All right, wait till you see this bad boy in 70 years. But when you can partner with those that have it, you get a little more Goku and Vegeta action. And once we started finalizing the wheel designs, the next thing that we noticed sort of super that sucked in the overall wheel experience was just how you kind of received everything. Everybody gets really excited when they pick up a set of wheels and tires, or they should, because it's a new experience. And then they got the boxes, and they would just be like this brown single-ply airport toilet paper thing with your center cap flying around inside the box with more plastic than you know what to do with. And we didn't like that, and that was the norm in the industry. So we began diving into the details about every part of the wheel purchase experience, not just the wheels themselves. The center cap box is a magnetic watch box that gets sent in every single box. That actually protects each individual center cap with dual foam packaging, and it has a complimentary valve stem insignia piece and a livery piece that you can put on your wheel if you want to. It's something that we care about because wheels are a bit of a purchase to a lot of people. It's a big deal, and we want to make sure that you know that we care about that just as much as you do. Plus, the center caps are aluminum, not plastic. Plastic. Sorry, don't include that. All right, maybe. Don't. I'm not sure. Individually packaged so you can keep the boxes on your desk or as a laundry saver or something, who knows? We just wanted to, you keep your Apple boxes for some reason all the time. We wanted that for the magnetic watch box. And in November, we launched deco-directional monoblock wheels that utilized our own version of flow forming technology called ArtFormed technology to get an extremely lightweight barrel with simple finishes and popular sizes that just worked and were always available to you. So whether it was a typical 8.5 plus 35 or 19 by 11 plus 7, we launched with it all. And now we're here. The history of Artisa ArtFormed wheels is almost being made right in front of us. And I just wanted to do something to tell you because you're here helping us make it. We're incredibly thankful for everything that everyone across the screen has done to allow us to make this company and provide some interesting, different wheels for the market. And as we continue to grow, we'll be introducing new models and sizes pretty much every single year, with one coming out in just a few short months, gels, and then we're off to design some new flashy stuff for the unique people that need some odd sizes, if that's what you're into. We don't judge. We're gonna have 2 new designs coming at the end of the year that we're very, very excited for. So whether you found interest in the Titan or the Elder, Knight, Kinetic, or Carrier, it would truly mean the world to at least check them out. Because we spent the last year taking a look, trying to make something different because we care about what we're trying to tell everyone across the screen when it comes down to wheels, tires, or suspension. Pick them up for your platform and continue to support this crazy idea. If not, I'm just happy that you made it to this part of the video. If you're looking for aftermarket wheels, tires, or suspension for your newly acquired platform, be sure to check us out over at fitmentindustries.com. I'm Alex from Fitment Industries. Thank you so much for everything you've allowed us to do, and we will see you later. Peace.